I updated the stream here and we're good to go.
A lot of good comments about the stream.
Good. So we like... Good morning, everybody. We got our second match of the morning. This is a B-side or loser's side match. Frank is an A-ranked player, so he races to 5. John is an open player, races to 4. This is John to break. So I know we've Frank and his brother we had on the stream last year in Port Arthur. They're good shots. This is 44, table 44, Amy. I can move the camera around to cover 23, 24, 44, and 43. There's 4 tables here that I can hit with this camera. Thanks for tuning in, Gwen. Tony. Yeah, Frank and I believe it's his brother. They're hard guys to forget. They shoot great, and wait till you see them around the table. Thanks for coming back, Kathy. So we're getting down in the bracket here. These matches are now scheduled for an hour apart, where they were an hour and a half before, so as the players get better, match times goes down. Like that last match was, I think, the best one we've had so far all tournament. Those guys shot lights out. Loretta, if you got your volume on, good morning. Hey, Amy. Yeah, I loved it down there last year. The drive from Houston to Port Arthur and along the ocean there was awesome. A little cool here this morning. It's only 5 degrees Celsius with the wind howling. It felt like only +2. For the Canadian Celsius, so it was like 30, in the 30s anyway, in Fahrenheit. Still only showing 8 degrees. Calgary's at like 14 or something, supposed to be 18 or 19 degrees today. Brought down 1 pair of jeans and like 5 pairs of shorts. And needed a jacket and gloves and a toque this morning. Don't know if that passes up into that corner pocket. Top left. It might. Just hard to tell from this angle. If he does, that should provide him good shape on that 8 ball for this bottom right corner. A little bit of top spin, that should go right around the 3. Or you can play with a little top right and check off that rail, come back and maybe play that 8 in the side pocket. Now he's drawn down on it, jacking up. Always. Yeah. It's always tough right on the rail. Not watching from Oregon. Okay. So if you're not watching, you don't mind if I ban you then.
I have a couple open tables here, so if you're waiting to shoot your 11 o'clock match and your table's being used for the score speed out, you can move.
Hello, everybody. I have returned. Morning, Eldon.
He's making a nice run on that table, just got a little screwed up and ended up scratching.
Oh,
So I think this is a B-side match, maybe another.
that's my trick.
Yeah, I do. I'm really good at that 7-ball run out.
I either scratch or I'll freeze myself right behind the opponent's ball.
Yeah.
Nice little back cut on the 6 there. Table sitting really nice right now.
It's another player out of San Antonio.
Well, I'm not surprised by
I think
that.
that's every player here is from San Antonio. They should just have it in San Antonio.
Looks like our barbecue wish might have been granted. There's a nice little barbecue food truck that's pulled up out front.
Really?
Yeah. Might have to work out some sort of sponsorship deal there.
Yeah.
Free lunch. I think you got to take the 2 here, come back out for the 7.
Tony Loper, you in the room, Tony Loper?
Looks like our run at Great Pool is going to continue here today.
Yeah, they're shooting good.
Just going to lay this up off the 7. Little follow on that.
Yeah, I was saying, I remember Frank and his brother from last year shooting. They're good shots.
Yeah, I've been seeing them throughout the tournament. It's good to see. There's a lot of good players down here.
Jesse Ruiz, table 12. Jesse Ruiz, table 12.
They are doing it right in Texas.
Watching from Michigan. Detroit.
Motor City.
Kind of like murder capital of the states, or is that St. Louis? One of those.
Well, I wasn't going to go down that path, but I don't think I'd be wanting to walk around Detroit at nighttime.
Well, when we were in Chicago, they had, we've been in Chicago 3 times now. The one weekend there, they had more shootings in the weekend than we get in a year in Canada.
Probably got double the population of Canada. Sorry, did you add that game to Frank's score there? Or
Yep,
that
that's
was
the first. That
game?
he just
Okay,
started.
okay.
Yep. No.
Perfect. There you go. Tracy
Lansing.
says Lansing, Michigan. So
Okay.
Sabine Reed, table
Well, that's Ben and I last year in Port Arthur. We flew in and out of Houston, and it was going home. We turned around, and the cops walking around in there. They got the AR-15s and a little
Okay.
shocked, but
don't
makes-
really see that back home.
yeah, it makes you feel safe. If somebody wants to come in there and do something, they're in trouble.
All right, Frank with the break.
Casey McCoy, table 31. Casey McCoy, table 31.
Really nice snap on that
Yeah,
break.
he hit that good.
But nothing dropped though.
No.
Table 36, Grover, Bruce,
And
table 36.
I think I got to go low ball here. Just where that 14 ball sitting in there. I think is that 2 passes to the top left as we're looking at it. The 4 is down on the bottom rail on the right hand side. The only issue you got is that 5-6, but the 3 shooting the 3 right now breaks that out.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of a coin toss here.
But I think you got to take the 7 right now
Yeah,
if you're going low ball.
You have a lot of options to break out that 14 if you do opt for high ball.
Yeah.
Got the 10 over there. That's sitting nice as a breakout.
Roy Medina, 31.
Oh, we'll see. Basically, shooter's choice here. Either one you can get out.
Yeah, it's tough because, again, if you do opt for the solids, you want to get that 7 out of the way.
That 1 might sneak right into that corner.
Yeah, if you don't run out after moving that 7, then you've eliminated the only problem ball for stripes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the same with Chicago. They said stay out of the south end of Chicago, although we were in Grays Lake, which is just north of Chicago.
Yeah, Tracy, I believe you. Regardless of where you are, you're going to find crime in bad areas.
Well, and if you look at Canada's got, I think we're still under 40 million people total. I mean, that's...
Yeah, we're pretty spread out over that large land mass.
I think you guys got more in a couple states than all of Canada, the population.
I kind of feel like that's the case with Texas. I'm going to have to look at the numbers population in Texas because...
It's nice Safey played on himself. It's unfortunate. See, these guys should learn to listen to me. Go for low ball.
I think I would have taken high ball just to spite you.
When we play, I'm going to suggest what you take all the time then.
Guess I'm going to be playing with my earbuds. Don't need to listen to that.
Yeah. No, with us playing, it's all for fun anyway.
Of course, yeah.
Less than $1 a game.
I mean, if you're not having fun when you're playing pool,
yeah, I mean,
that's a problem.
I mean, it doesn't matter how you shoot either. As long as you're enjoying yourself, that's the main goal, right?
I've learned that lesson the hard way.
Yeah, you used to have quite the temper.
I still have quite the temper. I've just got it under control a little bit now.
Yeah.
It's still there. Oh,
That was a nice hit.
It was a great attempt for
and
sure.
He got pretty safe.
I think he froze up on that 11 ball.
He did. That's about as good as he could do. I think if I'm Frank here, I go off the end rail up in behind that 6 again. Unless he can see something up near the 1 that we can't. Almost tempted to maybe for the teams is move our camera to the center between those tables.
Yeah, I think that would be beneficial because we could switch back and forth just with the PTZ.
Yeah.
Paul Cardenas, table 34. Paul Cardenas, table 34.
29 million people in Texas officially.
Well, he listened to you that time.
Yeah.
That was a nice shot because he did move his 6 out of the way.
Yeah.
He's got the security of the 7 blocking the 14. So
yeah, Texas got about the population of Canada. Well, a little less than Canada, but yeah, you got all the undocumented.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. Again, with Canada being such a big country, we're really spread out. You can drive hours and hours on end without seeing a town or a single person.
Lucas Anderson, 24.
This must be a B-side or loser's bracket match, right?
That's right. This is B-side.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Our team won without us the other night. Just got the notification on CompuSport.
I'm not surprised.
got the angle to go in. He can go off that top rail back into it, I guess, here.
Yeah, he's definitely got to get that 14 out of there quick.
Oh, he's able to go
There
straight
it
into it.
is.
That was nice.
Drop the 7. I think he's blocked that pocket for the 1 ball, so if he doesn't get around to this.
I think he's probably good to be out here the way he's shooting.
Yeah, I can't see.
I might draw straight
anything
back
else.
for that 14 right now. He's got a good angle at it. He can almost draw right into that 1 ball.
Otherwise, if you get onto that 13, you got to play up off the top rail and back in.
Yeah, and he's got enough he can stun around that 2 ball, but I think drawing back for the 14 here. So my target would be the 1 ball running into the 1.
Yeah, he's got a nice little angle to do so. Oh, he's opted to kind of just stun over for the 13.
Well, I think he can still take the 14 here, come straight across for the 13.
That is the better option.
You got to make sure you play with just straight top, because you don't want to run into that 1 and get stuck behind the 2 ball there.
Yeah, or even just center ball really will get
Yep.
you there. With where the 13's sitting on the rail, I think you almost want to be straighter on that.
Yeah, I mean, he could go maybe rail first with some right-hand spin, but then you risk running into that 14 coming off that second rail. He's in between. I think I cut the 14 up.
Yeah, if he's going to take the 13, he's going to use some top left to come around.
Yeah, he just risks running into that 14 and bumping it down behind the 1 again.
Yeah.
I think he came up about 4 inches short of where he wanted to be for that 13. So I think he's got to play rail first. It's hard to tell if he's got the edge. If he has to play rail first, then you risk scratching in this bottom left corner.
Well, with where he's sitting, if it's a little thin and he puts some top left on that, that might compensate and give him the good angle.
He's
opted to
taking
go-
this. This would have been my choice right from the start. Either got to go back and forth twice or just nice and soft. And
Yeah, he's opted to go back and forth right through the window.
that works awesome.
Executed that perfectly, so he's got a nice
Wow.
straightened out the angle here. It's just going to be a little bit tough to navigate
Oh, I think he's
back
good
down
with
table.
little bottom right. He's good to come right back down to see where he's putting his cue there.
Yeah. You just don't want to get stuck in behind that 4 ball, but I think...
I don't think he's got that much to come into that 4 ball. I think he's going to come more down towards the 8 from that angle. This is where you can put a little more draw than right on it as well.
Yeah. Oh, don't get too close. Perfect.
Final call, Casey McCoy.
All right, John on the board.
1-1. This looks like it'd be another good match here.
I've said it before. I think as the day progresses, we're just going to be seeing a lot of great pool.
I'm going to pull up Copy Sport here and see where we're at.
Yeah, I think we ended around the 20 players left in the winner's side bracket last night, 20 to 30.
Jim Wright, table 14. Okay, if your opponent's not here for that 11 o'clock match, bring it up. Jacob Garcia, are you here, Jacob?
Now we're into the top 8.
Yeah, this is, we're coming down to it, folks.
We are here. Loser of this is out 9 through 12 with $135.
Final call, Sabine Reed.
I think we're going to have to look into what the entry was for this.
Yeah. We do, Donald. And this actually hasn't been that bad compared to some of the other tournaments we do. Like Nanaimo, the Westerns, and the Canadians for the CCS events, I average 18 hours a day in the room.
Yeah, good morning, Dad. Thanks for joining once again.
Nice to see the families tuning in.
Yeah.
Just your dad doesn't harass you as much as my mom harasses me on here.
Your mom's really nice. I don't know what you're talking about. She keeps you in line.
Yeah.
Tony Stewart, Brian Whipple, come up here.
That was some nice inside spin there. Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, it's already started off.
Yeah, you guys, as we go live, click that share button. Keep clicking it. This will be some great pool.
Yeah, we started a little bit earlier than we thought this morning. We thought the first match was going to be at 10. We were a little bit off, so we started at 9, and we started with a fantastic match.
Well, there's 3 or 4 or 5 runouts in that, I think.
Yeah, really solid play, and it is continuing here with this match. So get the stream shared out to your friends, family, enemies, whoever you want. Like the page. Comment as much as you want. We are following along with those on Facebook.
You know what's really neat to do is when you click that share button, you can actually share onto your friends' walls. Spam them.
Look what you've done. You've given my dad permission to harass me.
Oh yeah, you got full
No,
permission,
no.
Donald.
No. Just remember who's going to take care of you when you're old and gray.
Just got to smarten your son up for a January wedding. Freezing cold.
It's not going to be that cold.
Like I was saying, we're colder here than we are in Calgary right
Yeah,
now.
it is not warm here today.
If you need to make changes to your teams, captains need to come out and make changes. You need to make sure
Yeah, we're only 8
players
degrees
are
Celsius here right now, and it feels like 2 with that wind blowing.
If you need to make any changes, we've got to do it before 8 p.m. tonight. League operators, if there's any league operators in there.
I think he's out here now. Although he did.
Yeah, it's just going to be a little tough to get up to the 5 ball.
I think he can punch up on this.
Yeah, he's going to have the opportunity to just roll up. You just want to play it nicely and maybe play into that 15 ball to give you shape on the 5.
I think if you stun it here, you can, even if you come to that middle diamond on this bottom rail right above where it says singles on the scoreboard, he's good. But it looks like he's going for that 3.
Hey, Chris, thanks for tuning in from South Carolina.
Yeah, that's a nice angle on the 2 now to go up. As long as he doesn't run into that, I think he can push forward. As long as he doesn't run into that 1 ball, he's good.
Yeah, that's going to give him a good angle on the 5 to cut back down. Almost get straight on the 1. Carry across for the 8.
Igor's here with a drawing.
It's a little steep now.
Yeah.
He'll have to come up and down.
Little seat.
Or you know what he can do is bottom left and maybe kill it running in. I think it's a 15 on this bottom rail.
I think you just open up on this and let the cue ball float back and forth.
Or he's looking at maybe taking the 1 and coming all the way back up. I take the 5
That's
ball.
that's
You're right
high
there.
risk for sure.
I don't know if that 1. I don't think it passes to that top left corner as we're looking at it. That's or this bottom left.
He,
So
well, he might be looking the bottom corner for the 1 come across table, but I think the 5 is the right choice here.
yeah. Thanks for tuning in, Chris. Both Chris's.
It's a good name. Good name to have. Here it is. Let's see where he ends up.
Oh, he's good. He'll
He's
go to the corner.
perfect. Yeah, he's got this to the corner. Depending on the angle, he might have to get a little bit creative here. I think you follow through with this with some inside. Check off that bottom rail over to the 8. Or you can force it the opposite way. Come off the side rail and back for the 8.
Yeah, I like punching off the side rail depending on the angle he's got.
Yeah, you really got to juice it if you're going to check off that bottom rail.
Well, and then it
so.
changes the angle that 1 ball goes off of too, whereas if he's just drawn on it, it's more of a straighter shot. Could also cut it inside.
He's looking at all the options here. Like, he's got a few different
Well, he needs
choices.
to. If he doesn't make this, his opponent's going to run the table on him.
I think it's one of those cases you just don't want to force it.
He's looking at coming back. You know what? I might play this with big bottom right and try to spin around. You're risking running into the 11 and 9, but with the 8 there. I like taking a little risk like that. That might be what I do, is a little super draw with bottom right.
Yeah, I'm worried about that, though. Like, with that 9 and the 11 sitting there, it's just, they're really big. I think he's just going to...
He's taking the cut. That's good.
Again, it's about not forcing it and just taking what you can get from the table. And that's exactly what Frank did here. So, didn't want to overdo it.
Yeah, well, it's given him a chance on the 8, whereas like if I did it, I might have been hooked, but this gives him a shot at the 8. Smart play. And if you can hit it like that.
Yeah, when you're shooting like that and you got the confidence backing you, no problem. Yeah, really nice cut on the 8 ball.
Frank needs to run and break and run this to make up that spot.
Yeah, he's fighting that spot for sure.
That's your goal. If you're ever having to spot anybody, that's your first goal, is make up that spot as quick as you can. Get at least to where you're playing even. Although they're even here, they're both raised to 3 now, so.
Yeah, so Frank to break. This is a loser side match. We're at the ACS Texas State Championships in Belton, Texas. Got varying skill levels here, so it is a mixed division. We have open players and A-ranked players advanced. So advanced players will race to 1 extra game.
Yeah, and the A side, when you hit the loser side or B bracket, you automatically drop a game in the races, just to speed things up.
Yeah,
so if you race to 5, you race to 4 on the B side.
Exactly.
That cue just looks like a twig in his hands. Big break, but again, this rack's tough. It rolls loose in the center there.
Yeah, you really got to make sure the rack is tight on this table.
Dale's back. We can start the party. Thanks for joining us.
He's definitely limited on his opening shot here. I think he's got the choice of solids or solids.
I like banking this too. It's big with that 15 there.
Yeah, it's a pretty natural angle on the bank as well. Oh, too bad.
He hit it exactly where it wasn't going to go in.
Yeah. So that brings John back to the table. He's going to try to claw a game back, tie it up.
Yeah, as you guys are watching today or through the weekend here, if you see a good shot and stuff, start smashing that thumbs up button or the heart button. These guys can see it when they go back and watch.
Yeah, I guarantee every player that plays on the stream goes back and watches their match.
Well, we tell them, we encourage them, like if you've, especially the ones that have never played on a stream, it's the best, or seen yourself play on video, it's the best way to learn. You can see, concentrate, maybe you missed that shot, you can pick something out that shows why you did, whether you stood up or lifted your head.
Yeah, I just took a walk around the room and was chatting with a lot of players there, and for those that were on the stream, you know, they were very thankful that they can go back and watch it after the fact.
And it's free. We don't charge you to go back. All the archives are there. I think we're coming up on close to between 3,000 and 4,000 streams in our archives. I know one of the previous guys that streamed this event charges people to go back and watch. You have to be a member to get into the archives. Dale's buying the first round. I like it.
Well, what time are you going to be here, Dale? Because I'm ready.
First round of the barbecue truck.
Well, if he's buying the first round, I'll take the first round of anything. You see John just leaving the table mentioned that he's trying to do too much. And we all know what that's like. I am very guilty of that. I have to remind myself continuously to keep it simple. Slow it down and just play what the table gives you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm up for tequila any time of the day, Dale.
yeah. Yeah, the perfect run out would be if you can just use stop shot on every shot.
Oh yeah.
Not move that cue ball
Yeah.
any more than you got to.
Nothing feels better than a stop shot out.
I think it was yesterday or the day before we were talking about that's one of the harder shots to master too, especially at distance for new players. 3-ball rule.
3 balls at a time.
Oh yeah, looking ahead.
Yeah, there's different ways to look at it. Often I'm looking at the whole pattern, which kind of gets me into trouble.
Well, I start off, I see where the 8-ball is and what ball's going to get rid of that. And
Yeah.
I sort of work quickly back, but then back to start, which are my first couple balls. I need to get to that.
If you are looking at an open table, nothing's tied up, then that is definitely the method you want to use. Take a look at where your 8-ball is sitting. Determine which ball you want to use as your key ball to get to the 8, and kind of work your way back. Being that it's 8-ball, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Play to zones where you have multiple options. Nice shot on the 12. Gives him the 15. He's just going to play some top on this to float up to the top rail for the 14.
Yeah, I think he'd aim for the 6-ball here. He's a little off angle. I think he'd almost stun it up towards that 6.
Again, I think I'd put a little bit of inside on this top left. Just, again, it is forcing it a little bit away from the natural deflection angle, but...
Ooh.
Well, he opted to stun it off that side rail.
And I would have just stunned up to the 6 or even to that middle diamond. And you're good. He tried to do too much there.
Everybody's guilty of that.
Now I'd kick off this bottom rail as we're looking at above the CCS or ACS logo. Kicking it back because when you hit it, then you got the 8-ball to that top right corner.
Yeah, that's a good perspective, Dale. If you don't feel like you're going to make 3 balls, play safe. Yeah, you really have to look at the table and recognize if it's a runnable table or not. Because if it is not, and you don't think you can get out, there's no sense in potting all your balls.
No, and then if you know your opponent too, you want to play to your opponent's level, or if you know they're not going to get out, then you might play a little different, right?
Yeah, if you're a novice or intermediate player, a beginner, really try to develop your safety play and understand the defensive aspect of the game. Because everybody at the top level of pool, defense is just as important as offense. As they say in most sports, a good defense leads to a good offense. Nice shot on the 8. It was a really nice stroke. So Frank is up 3-1. He has erased that spot completely now.
Yeah.
So
he's one ahead, yeah.
Yeah, so he's looking at 2 games to get out. John needs 3 at this point.
John's taking his strategic break.
Yeah, why don't you show the folks the room here?
Yeah, I can do that.
Definitely a little bit fuller in here than last night.
Yeah.
And it's only going to get busier. It's going to be standing room only by tonight or tomorrow morning.
So you got some seating behind us. They actually have a photographer here
Excellent photos.
that you can get. There's Jerry Olivier doing some cue work. He's got a few of his cues for sale. That's the tournament desk up here that's Janet sitting there helping run. Shannon Benson's up there as well. He supplied the tables, and he's the tournament director here with High Country Promotions.
Yeah, while we're talking about it, just want to give them a big shout out for putting on such a great tournament here.
And that's as far as my camera go that way, so I'll swing us back around and go all this. We got 44 tables in the room here. So see what he's having for lunch.
Hey, Rick, we really appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in. We want to bring the best product possible. We want to represent the game in the best way possible.
So
Thanks for tuning in, and make sure you share to all your friends and family, whoever you want.
there's the room. Yeah. Thank you very much, Rick. Yeah, and I know who exactly you're talking about, and I'm sure most people do with the other guy, but yeah, I mean, that's the way he is, and we've done our business plan different. He charges for people to go back and watch any of his archives. You got to be a member, and we're here to grow the sport. And you can't do that charging people. You're never going to have, for the pay-per-view streams, you're never going to have new people joining in to pay and watch and pool if they've never watched or not a die-hard fan. Where we share to Facebook and YouTube, and it goes onto people's walls. And we always get people saying, hey, I had a friend share this, it popped up on my wall and loved it, and now they're new fans and they want to go out and try, and that's what we really want to do, is grow the sport. And that's the way in every one of you guys out there. If you got, like I run a juniors program here in Calgary with Shannon and the CCS. That's the future of our sport. We got to get more kids involved. And like we got the Hidden Spot, one of the pool halls in Calgary that we stream out of. They give us a great rate. Sundays we go from 11 till 1 p.m. The juniors come in, we give them some coaching, and they play a little 9-ball tournament with each other, and it's $5 for the kids.
Can't
for
beat
the 3
that.
hours. No, and they can use a house cue, or like, because I'm a Q Sports Live, we're a dealer for a few different sites. We'll offer the kids junior cues at cost. So I mean, you can get a junior cue for $40.
Now, do you bring in folks to give lessons to these kids as well?
Ben will come in, and I think even Steven said he'd come in, but Ben's offered, and Ben offers the first free hour lesson for any junior, private lesson.
You know, I'm not a top level player, but I'd be happy to come down.
Oh yeah,
share some of my knowledge
for sure. And I mean, I do all the time. I love teaching and coaching. Like you've probably seen it, even in the middle of the league, I'll help my opponent that's playing me. I'll say, no, you should take this shot if they're confused, and I know they're a lower end player. I mean, it's league. I'm not worried about losing the game. No, they do not have a junior division here, as far as I know. They didn't last year. We do have a juniors at the Western Canadian Championships in Calgary, and the CCS Canadians in Niagara Falls. And we get over 60 kids to that one in Niagara Falls, the Canadian juniors.
Hey,
What's
William.
a good medium tip recommendation? I'd try, William, I've used, and I like Cyborg tips. Longazi has a nice medium soft that I've used.
Honestly, William, I would recommend just, trying a few out.
I know they're pricey to try, but
Yeah. Every couple months, that's what I did is over time, over the last couple of years, I just tried different brands to see what I liked the most. And once I found one that I liked, I kind of stuck with it. So,
I really like the Cyborg tips.
yeah.
Or the Precision that I got on mine now is good.
I'm shooting with the Precision Medium myself. And
I got the Precision Soft.
I have no issues with that. Like, it holds up really well.
But, William, and I'm going to warn you here too, with the carbon fiber shaft, I'd stick with the soft tip because it hits so firm, those carbon fiber transfers all the power into that. I think with a medium or a hard tip on those, it's going to be too much. Ben and I were talking about that last week.
I've heard, though, if you're shooting with a low deflection shaft, you should avoid the soft and the super soft, because if you're switching to low deflection for that reason, you don't want to add more deflection by putting on a tip that's too soft.
See, I always played with a soft on any of my cues.
Yes, that's correct, Rick. Even on my brake cue, I use a layered leather tip. I switched away from phenolic, and I will never switch back at this point. I can still hammer that brake, and with a layered leather tip on my breaker, I have a lot of control in that cue ball.
Yeah, you got a really good brake, but like that thumper that I use, and that's the best brake cue, jump cue you can get out there for a 2-in-1. It's a Richard Splood, who's the maker of it, has created his own tip on there. I mean, it's made of it's like a plastic, so almost like phenolic. But man, does that thing hit!
Yeah, your thumper is just unbelievable.
And we do have those available if anybody's interested. You can message a page. We can give you a price on how to get those. And we do get them in a better timeline than if you ordered them through Thumper, and at a cheaper price.
Jeremiah, I agree with you. This is the best way to spend a Friday.
The one he was on, only 80 tickets for... Oh,
Good way to end the work week anyways.
Scott, I have one. Is that the Thumper that you got?
All right, so John's got an opportunity here to do some damage and try to get one back on Frank. He's just going to play it safe, pots Frank's ball there, and lays him up close to the 4, so he doesn't have a whole lot to shoot here.
William, that's a 11.75 carbon fiber shaft you have? I think that'd be putting way too much spin for me, being that small. That's the same as the Predator Z shaft.
Yeah, I think I'm shooting with a 12. I actually don't know.
The Jacoby Black is, I believe it's 12.3 that I got, and I love it. And especially with that Pro taper on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go any bigger than a 12. Wow, look at this shot. What a shot on the 7 ball. That 4 ball does go, by the way. Is he gonna get there here?
That's so tough shooting in the blind pockets like that. That was nice.
Yeah, and he nearly got on this 4. Unfortunately, he bumped it a little bit and froze it up against the 8, so I'm not sure if he's got the back cut now.
Yeah, and
he's going to shoot it. He's offered his opponent to call over the ref, so really good sportsmanship again.
He said come look at it.
Yeah, so John's going to call over the ref here, so Frank is going to attempt this back cut on the 4. He is going to make contact with the 8, so just want to make sure that contact comes after contact with the 4. This is makeable.
He hit it first.
Yeah.
Almost made it.
It was a good hit.
I like zooming in on the odd shot like that, 'cause the odd time if you're a ref and you blink and he's not sure, we can always rewind that and take a good look at it.
Don't worry about bothering us, Rick.
No, hey, the more you guys comment, the more questions, that's helping us out, keeps us talking. It's great. So the more you guys interact with us, the more we like it. So encourage every one of you to talk and ask questions, or it doesn't even have to be about pool, really. I mean, it's...
So he poses a good question. So he made 2 of his balls, and without touching his opponent's ball, it fell into the pocket on the shot.
It gets respotted.
Yeah, it would be the same scenario if it was the 8 ball. If
Any ball that's on an edge, and whether it's table bump or something, or there's gravity, falls after everything is stopped, it gets respotted as close as possible.
Yeah, it gets respotted as close to the original position as possible.
Unfortunate for him there. He's trying to draw around that 8 ball.
Well, he's still got the cut here on the 14. So.
Yeah. Open division scratch. Not sure what you mean by that. Oh. Couldn't have ended up in a worse spot.
Yeah, cue ball kind of did a little bit of a fucking hook there.
If the cue ball was back a few inches, he's got the easy combo, but I think I kick off this side rail for the 9.
I don't know, the 9's not sitting in a great spot for that. Which rail are you referring to?
This bottom rail.
Oh, yeah, okay. The jump shot is there. He's only jumping over 1/8 of the ball.
Yeah. No handicap. There is it's one big singles division here with you're either an open ranked or the A ranked with the 1 game spot. When we have our CCS tournaments up in Canada there, and the next CCS tournament will be in Nanaimo, BC, starting November 13th. That has multiple divisions. It'll have the C or standard division, the open division or B, and then the advanced, which is the A. And then up there we have the Ben Francis rule in the advanced, because he's such a high ranked, he's got to spot all the advanced players 1 game. There's a couple players that got to do that extra game.
Pete's multitasking.
Yeah, because we are streaming the NAPT grants in Montreal right now. So he's got the ladies. Nice little jump and a nice little touch off that 13. That will he's got the angle now to come below that 8 to play the 8 on the side.
I don't think you guys have been to Indiana yet.
Actually, no. To Indiana, no, we haven't.
No, Chris, so if there's any big tournaments going on down there and you want us to come down, talk to the tournament directors and let them know that you want to see Q Sports live stream the event.
Yeah, we'd love that. We're looking to get as many tournaments as we can.
Point them in the direction of our Facebook page. We will be happy to travel anywhere.
Do we have a schedule available? Next, we have the APA-CPA Border Battle, November 8th, 9th, 10th, Niagara Falls. I fly home on the 11th and fly right back out on the 12th to Vancouver Island for the CCS Vancouver Island Championships. And then we got a couple weeks off before we're back in Calgary, and we got the Barry Huey Memorial at the Leather Pocket in Calgary. And that's our schedule up to December. So those are your next tournaments we got coming up. See, all you got to do is ask, and I can instantly put stuff up there.
So it's 3-2, Frank over John. Frank to break. The guys have both been crushing the breaks. Unfortunately, the table is not really helping them out at all.
Christy Pasco to
See if we can
Georgia.
turn the tide a little bit here.
No problem, David.
Once again, he's just crushing the break, but there's just
no
what?
friends
dropping down.
If you look at the way you and I are breaking, I mean, I don't think we're hitting it any harder. It's just, I don't think he's getting that rack set properly.
Yeah, the rack is such an important part of the game. You need to spend some time on it. And
yeah, Rick, Steven's not allowed to play league anymore at all. He's coming up on a 760 Fargo rating. He's number 3 in Canada. Ben's a 723, 724. And ACS this year and CCS just put in the 720 Fargo cap. Above 720, that seems to be the standard to where they consider you a pro-ranked player. But Ben is allowed to play this final year here, but he spots everybody a game in the big tournaments. Yep, have camera, will travel. Have multiple cameras, will travel, although we're split up at the moment. Grant's got 2 there, and the 2 other ones I got here, some new cameras we're trying out, are got issues with the firewall and their internet here because they're IP cameras that we're using. Otherwise, we'd have 3 PTZ cameras for you. It's unfortunate they don't have an IT guy here to help us out with their firewall.
all right, so John's at the table shooting low ball.
Yeah, Chris, we'd love to do any of those tournaments. So,
As you see, guys, that 14 was blocking the 8, so that's why he punched that 2 in as hard as he did to move that 14, develop the table for himself. So he's got a little bit of work to do because the 6 and the 5 aren't sitting great over there. I think he wanted a bit of a steeper angle on the 4 to come up and get some movement in that area.
well, he can play top left, but then he's coming in between the 1 and those other 2. Oh, he's jacking up again. So always makes it tougher. He's going to.
It's one of those shots you actually should be practicing quite often, is jacking up, because it does come up quite often in tournament and league play.
Yeah, you know who's great at spearing those in? We call those spearing them in when it's Ben.
Yeah.
He'll full-length table jacked up. Just fires those in.
It's got to be a little bit more difficult for him based on his stature.
Well, yeah, because he's short. That does make it tougher, not bugging him about his height. But
really, the key on those shots is do not move. Any extra movement with your body will have a massive effect on your shot. So stay as still as possible. Don't jump up after the shot, and you'll have a lot more success.
yeah, we have no idea, Philip, what their firewall is or what type it's.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that.
No.
It's not our business.
But the goal with these new cameras that I found and the way they run, where I can going to be able to run up to 12 cameras for a stream. So coming up into the new year, coming up into the spring, we'll have some amazing stuff coming ahead, especially for Vegas. I think we're looking to go to Vegas with 3 full setups of multiple cameras each to cover up to 12 tables.
So as you guys saw, John tried the bank shot there. Unfortunately, he came off the 10. He did sit that 1 ball next to the 12. Added a little bit more to that pack down there. Frank's got an opportunity here. I think he's eyeing up this combo, the 15 to the 13. I'm thinking he's shooting through that window for the 9 ball here. Right between the 6 and the 5. Just like that. Wow.
And
It's a great stroke with not much of a reward. I can't tell if... No, that 12 won't pass that 5 yet. But he can come on the underside of the 12, take it to the opposite end of the table. He's got an option for this combo still. He wants to get that worked out pretty quickly. So Esther, right now we get whatever the tournament director sends our way.
players can ask to come play on this, but they got to talk to Shannon up at the desk there. He's the one that moves the tables around. Yeah, and Bing, it's nice that to see those guys be able to play with spotting a game. So. That I'm not sure, Rick. Ben can still play in Vegas this year. Stephen, I'm not so sure.
So Frank's opened up this table really nicely. He should have no issues getting out at this point. 11 to the corner. He just wants to get on the right side of the 12 here in order to stun over for the 10. When I say the right side, I mean the correct side. If we're looking at the screen, he wants a little bit on the left side of that shot line on the 12.
Okay, I got to check into the YouTube stream here.
Tickets y'all got left? Still got some though?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go see them and I'm gonna come
Yeah.
and take it.
Yeah,
We got
you your
22
choice
left.
of 3 of those keys. Somebody, I just got a text saying somebody's not happy on YouTube. Let's see what they're commenting, because if they're commenting bad stuff, they get banned.
Great cut on the 10 by Frank. Sets him up nicely for that 8 ball. Another one in the bank. Frank is now up 4-2. Frank is racing to 5, whereas John is racing to 4. So this puts Frank on the hill. So just a reminder, everybody, this is the ACS Texas State Championships. We are live in Belton, Texas. We're currently watching men's singles. This is a B-side, or a loser's bracket match. Mixed division, so we have open and advanced players. Advanced players will be racing to 1 extra game. So in this case, the race is to 4 for open players and 5 for advanced.
Oh yeah. It's crazy because in San Antonio, I was missing those. Like I missed a couple of them.
Yeah, that's correct, Esther. At this tournament, we're set up looking at table 44 and 23.
Yeah, I'm looking at the card. It does not show me the YouTube comments back, so.
So Martin says they're having a bit of audio issues on Grant's stream. Now, Martin, if you want to back out of that stream and go back in, just make sure it's not on your end.
Yeah, I don't want to message him and have him freaking out because he's not that technically.
Yeah, so maybe just exit out of Facebook and go back in and see if it's actually the
Because
case.
he'll have his phone on mute. He's not going to get it until he resets anyway, so.
Ooh, another dry break and the table's wide open.
Or just comment on the stream. He'll be following along. Tell him he's having issues.
So Frank's on the hill and he's looking at a really good opportunity to clean this up.
And everybody watching on YouTube, we do not have the comments up.
Yeah, we
Grant's got, so we're not monitoring YouTube, so don't get out of shape there. We would respond if we could see them.
yeah, if you want to chat with us, jump over to Facebook. We're just having a little bit of an internet issue here, so jump over to Facebook. We are following along and responding there.
Yeah, their Wi-Fi in here is not working, so I don't have data to run my phone and have hotspot for our tablet.
Ryan's already racking up $1,000 phone bill here, so
That's why I had that GoFundMe up. I'm going to put that back up because I'm going to might have to go back to a full-time job and cut back on the streaming the way it's going. Yeah, I got a notification from TELUS. My bill is going to be about $600.
sorry guys. Ryan was checking into YouTube, so I didn't get a chance to update the scoreboard. It is 4-2 currently for Frank.
Mike Wilbert. Like I said, if you're on YouTube, we are not monitoring that, so if we had the opportunity to, we would.
So guys, we will be live throughout the day here. We're at the ACS Texas State Championships in Belton, Texas. Got a lot of singles action coming up today. We will continue throughout the weekend. I believe team play begins tonight and carries on through Sunday.
Yeah, they got the last team matches start at 10 o'clock tonight, so it's going to be a late night.
To be expected.
Yeah, Stephen, I don't know if you're checking into Grant's stream, but if you guys are watching it and you hear something going on there, just comment on the stream. He's monitoring the Facebook for sure. If not both, because you'll have his Wi-Fi going there. Probably have the phone and the tablet going. Actually, no, he's not streaming to YouTube. Sorry, we are. YouTube can only stream one stream at a time.
All right, so Frank's got a bit of a tough shot, 3 to the side. It's not necessarily tough based on that shot, but it's where he wants to put the cue ball after for the 8. He's shooting into a fairly small window, and when you're shooting a shot like this into the side pocket, you don't want to overpower it, otherwise the object ball is going to kick off of the horn and potentially kick right out of the pocket. Yeah, guys, if you're watching the other
Just
stream,
comment on
his stream because there's nothing we can do at the moment.
We are only about 3,000 miles away.
Again, this is a high-pressure situation. Frank did the right thing, stood up there.
Ooh,
what a shot that was.
I didn't think he could hit it
Wow.
that hard and put that in.
Yeah, that is really hard to do. That much speed going into it, and to still drop the ball and maintain shape on the 8. There it is, folks. Excellent finish by Frank. Another great match to watch. Yeah, so that's it for now, guys. We are going to shut down and reset the stream for the next match. Again, we want to just show our appreciation to you guys for watching the stream.
Yeah, we'll shut down. We'll be back. Their matches are scheduled for an hour. Should have something come up fairly quick. But we will restart when we get the new game going. We'll catch you back here in a little bit.